Hey there, want to see what's in my pack? Today we're talking about what I carry in my backcountry ski pack. Here is the BCA Stash Pro 22, and I've really enjoyed this pack. So we're going to start with what's on the outside of the pack. The two things I always have out here are this, which is the Peak Designs capture clip. It'll hold a DSLR or a GoPro or your phone or anything you want. I've been using these for years. They go on all my pack. Here is a radio. This is a BCA radio, whatever kind of radio you want to use. That's what's on the outside of the pack. In this hip pocket, really accessible Motorola satellite communicator. There'll be a review of this. The Garmin InReach is the more mainstream version of this. Lets you talk to people when you don't have cell service. You want that accessible. You want this in a place where you're not going to accidentally push the SOS button. This, which is a little Scarpa multi-tool with some commonly used bits. Inside the pack, we are going to start here with the AviTool pocket. Got a probe. This is a lightweight carbon BCA probe. I would usually carry a bigger one, but I was spring skiing last time I used this pack. And here we've got a shovel. Same thing. This is a little lighter and smaller than I would usually carry, but last time I skied was July, when you're not really super worried about avalanches. Also in here, I've got a bunch of ski straps. There's no such thing as too many ski straps. I've got 4 here, and I've usually got like 3 or 4 more on the rest of my gear. You should carry a lot of ski straps. They're the best. Nothing else in this AviTool pocket. In this pocket, I've got some sunglasses. I always try and have 2 kinds of eyewear, either sunglasses and goggles or 2 pairs of sunglasses, just in case something fogs or you drop them. It's always nice to have some kind of eye protection. In this main pocket, we've got a bunch of things. First, we've got snacks. Big sour candy fan. Carry whatever nutrition works best for your body. We've got this little snow steady kit, which we're going to get in depth with more. It's actually got a bunch of repair stuff in it. We've got a little med kit. This is like a day tour size med kit. If you're doing bigger trips, bigger missions, carry a bigger med kit, depending on your medical knowledge and experience. This is an emergency puffy. This is a really big, really warm jacket that packs down really small, and I really don't put it on when I'm touring, but it's always there in case something happens that makes it so I can't move or a friend can't move. You want to be able to keep somebody really warm in an emergency. We've got this is full of some extra clothes and layers. We'll break down what's in it in just a second. This is some more repair supplies. We'll dive into that. And a little emergency bivvy. This is like a little space blanket bivvy. Carry whatever you think you should be carrying, but this is the minimum I like to carry. Some kind of tarp is also a good idea. A little soft water flask, because they pack down and they are less likely to freeze because the water squishes and can't form ice. In this pocket is a headlamp. Final thing is this radio. We're going to leave it in the pack, and we're going to set the pack aside as we talk about what's in these little bags. The thing that's not in my pack is a beacon. My beacon is never in my pack. That's a terrible habit. Don't start that habit. Never let your beacon or your transceiver, whatever you want to call it, don't ever put that in your backpack. It doesn't belong there. It's not going to help you there. Please carry that on your body. Make good choices. So yeah, let's talk about what's in my repair kit, as well as some emergency supplies. Right now I only have 1 headlamp. Usually I'll have 2 headlamps. The best way to carry extra batteries for a headlamp is in another headlamp. Bag used to have an inflatable sleeping pad in it. I popped the sleeping pad and kept the bag. Got a bunch of zip ties and some dried grass. Zip ties are really handy. If you can't think of a use for them, then that's on you. This bag has a lot of important little things, and I'm going to talk about all of them. First, we've just got some moleskin for blisters. There's always going to be somebody in your group who's having boot problems. That's the nature of skiing. We've got a big wad of toilet paper. This is not actually for your butt. Snow's really good for that. This is really good fire starter, and also good for, it's just good to have toilet paper. Be able to soak things up. The other fire starter I have is all of these little rubber chunks. This is a cut up bike inner tube. This is really good fire starter. If you get it started, it'll smolder and smoke and smell terrible forever, and it'll get even really wet wood started. There's a bunch of different fire starters you can carry. This is cheap, so I carry a bunch of it. I've got 2 lighters. You can carry 1 lighter, but why not carry 2? This one's got some Gorilla Tape wrapped around it. Having extra Gorilla Tape is always a good idea. And then in here is a bunch of spare daily contacts. If you wear contacts or glasses in the backcountry, it's always a good idea to have some way to see available. You could break your glasses, you could have a contact fall out, and being able to see is really valuable. You're not going to rescue yourself if you can't see. So carry spare contacts. And check them. I have used my spare contacts only to find that they had dried out and didn't work anymore. Keep an eye on those. Then in this little packet, it's supposed to have a BCA snow study kit in it. I'm not great at looking at the little crystals, so I carry other things in it. It's a very handy bag. Inside it, this is really more dried grass. Inside it though, this is really the core of my repair kit. There's multiple ways to do this, but I think this is the best I've found. This is a Leatherman Skelly tool, and the reason I carry this and not another multi-tool is that it has interchangeable bits right here, and Leatherman's little extra bit set has all the little Torx and hex and most importantly posi drive bits that will actually work on your binding screws. Binding screws often use a lot of weird little bits, and these are the ones you need, or that I need. It's a good idea to go through your kit and make sure that you have a way to tighten every fastener in your kit before you go out into the backcountry and find out what can come loose. I've got a roll of vet wrap here. Vet wrap is also in my med kit, but I think it's one of the most useful things. It works better than Gorilla Tape in the wet. You can use it to splint a pole. You can use it to fix a ski cut dog. You can use it for a lot of things. It's very light. You should carry a lot of vet wrap. I've got some extra skin wax. This bag is a bunch of spare batteries. I know I'm being a hypocrite here because right now 2 of them are the Amazon branded ones. It's a good idea to carry not cheap batteries. There's no reason to cheap out on batteries. I always carry both double and AAA. Some beacons take AA, some beacons take AAA, some headlamps do each. Even if you're really good about making sure everything is charged, somebody in your group won't be, and you can really have a day ruined if somebody shows up with an uncharged beacon, so I just always carry some extra batteries. This is a tip for a black diamond whippet that makes it into an almost ice axe. It's not really essential, but I keep it there so I don't lose it. This is a bag of ibuprofen. I would recommend carrying your painkiller of choice. Folks have all sorts of fun things that they have in their pack. I am a boring square, so I just have ibuprofen. And then finally, this is bank line. It works really similarly to paracord, where you can use it to build a shelter, you can use it to fix gear. You can just carry a lot more of it in a smaller amount of space. I just have it wrapped around a piece of cardboard. I recommend carrying a bunch of that. Finally, in one of the baggies here, I've got a bunch of extra T-nuts. I've found that those will come loose and your boots will fall apart, and just having a couple of extra little T-nuts is a great addition to your zip ties. So in this repurposed skin bag, I have some extra layers in case there's an emergency or something gets wet. I've got a face mask that also covers my head. It's super warm. This Blackstrap makes this. My favorite face masks. They work well with a beard. This is a wool hat from my grandmother-in-law. Beanies are a good emergency warm-up quick layer. Spare ski socks. Don't bring these all the time, but they can be really nice to have if you get cold or wet feet. Also, if something happens and you need to take somebody's boot off, being able to throw on an extra set of socks and help them keep warm is really nice. These gigantic Flylow gloves. I really don't ski in the backcountry in this big of gloves often, but having a huge, really warm, guaranteed dry pair of gloves in an emergency is really nice. So, that's what I carry in my backcountry pack. What did I miss? What are you missing? Let us know in the comments.